Alex, I want you to look at that. I want you to look at this table. Guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 99. Alex, I don't know if you can tell, but at the very top of this table right here, it shows Barcelona with 68 points. Tell me how many points Real Madrid has?
I'm gonna have to zoom in a little, but I think that's 56.
56. Okay, you know what? Let me actually zoom in even more like that. All right. How many points separate Barcelona and Real Madrid?
I would say 12.
12. Alex, you are right. 12 points separate Barcelona versus from Real Madrid. Guys, Barcelona just won El Clasico at the Camp Nou. Xavi's first win at the Camp Nou, and he gets a dub. You know, we always say that Xavi, destroyed Real Madrid as a player, and now he's destroying Real Madrid as a coach. Guys, as always, I post a link on Twitter. If you guys want to join, always feel free and welcome to. Just click on the link, and then you'll be able to join into the hangout and basically give your thoughts and discussions to what we're to our discussion. But Alex, huge win in a game where we could have basically sentenced La Liga and basically edge ourselves even closer to the La Liga title. We get the job done. We win at home. Great victory. I was ecstatic at this victory. When Kessie scored that goal to make it 2-1, I was ecstatic because this was a performance that any Barcelona fan can be proud of. Alex, how did you feel? What are your thoughts? What are your emotions? How are you feeling? Talk to me.
I was at a loss for words. It was a very exciting match to watch. I think as a neutral, so someone who was a neutral must have had a great watch. Both teams were going at it back and forth. Um, we to be fair, we were at, at the front of the wheel for the first half. Um, we were the ones attacking. We were the ones creating the chances from early on. We had some shots that Courtois had to save, and I thought we played a very good Barcelona attacking football, and it was a very solid performance offensively today. I think we were getting a lot of chances in. We were putting the pressure. Yes, the Araujo auto goal was very unlucky. It was a freak goal. Can't really blame it on him like that. He was trying to header it away, and
Yeah.
it was just unlucky.
Well,
But
I
the offensive. Mhm.
sorry to cut you off, but I would say that Araujo goal basically just like put a damper into that great start that Barcelona had because Barcelona
For sure.
they started with some fantastic intensity. They were putting on the pressure on Real Madrid.
Mhm.
Real Madrid just like couldn't get out of their own half. Barcelona were peppering Courtois with shots. Barcelona started very well. They looked like the most dominant team on the pitch. And when Vinicius basically puts in that cross in and Araujo deflects it for a known goal, that allows Real Madrid to basically equalize it. You know, it takes away the fans. You know, it dampers them. That's the one thing you don't want to do is start poorly, and that's what we did. But props to the team. They bounced back. They didn't let the result affect them, and they kept on going.
Yeah, and one thing that I saw today that I was very happy with was the
The
hunger
hunger, the
from to
intensity.
win, just to not only to win a Clasico, because of course it's the most important football match on earth, but it was also the hunger to win La Liga, and they know it. They know this game meant a lot, and that it was just gonna get them even closer to getting their second trophy this season. And you know, I really liked, like I said, I really liked the desire, the hunger that they had. And of course, what you said is true. It did damper the auto goal. It did damper their efforts, but at the same time, I feel like it also made the team drive even harder. And we saw this toward the end of the first half with just constant crosses, just getting closer and closer. And you know, eventually, Sergio Roberto got close, and he was able to get the ball and netted it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was a rare player to see on the scoreboard today, on the score sheet, because
Imagine Sergio Roberto being the one who scores.
Mhm.
And I would say that our first goal, that goal was coming because Barcelona were putting on the pressure, peppering Courtois with shots, and there were multiple occasions where, like, if we just get the shot off, I know we were going in. We were having
Mhm.
some very close attempts, and in that Sergio Roberto goal, we were just like shooting, rebound, shooting, and then the ball luckily falls to Sergio Roberto, and
Exactly.
he gets off an amazing finish. And it always
For sure.
seems that Sergio Roberto shows up against Real Madrid. and in the big moments, he's that player
I
that
mean, he has shown up when it matters. I remember a certain goal against PSG, uh,
exactly.
almost 7 years ago. So
In
I
the
mean, literally was
2017 El
6 years ago. Yeah.
Clasico, when we think about it, that run,
Hmm.
in the 4-0 victory at the Bernabeu, like Sergio Roberto is that player that shows up in the Classicals, who drops like on amazing performances. He is that one player that basically gets the job done and puts it in masterclass. But this is how Barcelona lined up. So Barcelona lined up with our usual formation that he lined up with back Ter Stegen. And instead of Kessie, he went with Sergio Roberto in that midfield. And he started up with Lewandowski and Rafinha up top. Now, this is what we predicted, This is like the Xavi's best lineup. For example, if Pedri was here and Ousmane Dembele, it would be Ousmane Dembele on the right instead of Rafinha and Pedri. Um, but what do you want to see anything different? Did you want Xavi to approach this game with maybe Ferran Torres instead?
No, I thought Rafinha was the right option, and I think he was one of the most important players offensively today.
Okay.
He was just driving every cross. He got a lot of good shots off, and I think he was creating a lot of chances. I thought he had a really good game, and he's definitely been stepping up. He's been silencing all the critics and all the people that have doubted him because of his shaky performances at the beginning of the season. But he's been just dominant, and he's been so important in that attack. I generally think Dembele has to fight for his place back when he gets back to fitness. So, excuse me. I think Rafinha he definitely has to step up. I mean, Dembele definitely has to step up with these Rafinha performances. But I will say this: maybe taking Kessie off the bench was the right choice. I mean, it clearly was. Sergio Roberto is a player with more experience, has played Madrid more, and I believe that's what Xavi was opting for. But Kessie has just shown that he's a player that shows up also when it matters, and he did just that today.
Mhm.
Great finish from him, and yeah, I thought defensively we were good, but moving the ball from the back cost us a bit today.
Do you think
Uh,
so?
yeah, there were a few chances that we gave away with stupid passing mistakes at the back that could have ended poorly if Madrid had finished a bit better.
I,
Um,
I I do agree. Like there were some instances, particularly in the second half. For example, that
yeah.
Busquets like back pass.
Also, a pass to Conde that Conde let go.
Yeah, exactly. That pass from Kunde. I thought like if in Madrid were a little bit on form, or for
They were
example,
more
if that
clinical.
yeah, or if they were more clinical, we could have been punished. But I thought overall, I thought the team played great. I thought every single person, every single player on this team played great. I thought Ter Stegen, good distribution. Christensen is an absolute world class center back.
Hmm.
I think he might be our best signing this season. Just the solidity and calmness that Christensen brings is phenomenal. Christensen, as usual, just completely flawless. Balde giving the assist to Kessie, his runs, his pace off the ball to recover, fantastic. Kunde and Araujo, fantastic games, able to intercept and keep Vinicius quiet for like the majority of the game. And a player who, once again, is one of the best wingers in the world and who's so talented in the 1v1. And to be able to nullify Vinicius, I think that was fantastic. Frankie
Yeah,
de
and,
Jong,
and to be fair to Vinicius, he did have some moments where he got by our defense and he was very dangerous. So
yeah.
today was a more level performance, I would say, from both. But still, Araujo was
Yeah,
phenomenal at holding him
I
down.
I would say that was props to Vinicius, but I would also say that was because of Araujo's mistake. Because when Araujo makes that mistake, you're thinking, oh, we've already started very very poorly. Like how are we gonna get back into the game? It says it's like, oh, we're already going an uphill battle. But you saw maybe in the second half, I don't think Vinicius showed up at all. Um,
No, it was much more difficult. I
yeah,
think Rodrigo was a bigger threat than Vinicius in the
Yeah,
second half.
I completely agree. And now when we move into the midfield, I think everyone just was tirelessly running. They gave a fantastic effort. I thought Frankie De Jong, just being able to break lines, receiving the ball. Busquets having a master classic once again in the Classico. Sergio Roberto getting the clinical goal, and Gavi providing that tireless running and energy
Yeah.
onto the pitch. And then when we move on to the attack, I thought that Lewandowski, he was, he was a good outlet right there, throwing long balls. I thought he played a very good game.
Yeah, and
Um,
we gotta remember he was uh the driving force behind the assist with the little back heel.
exactly, exactly. A world class pass from
Mhm.
Lewandowski. And then the Rafinha, his tireless running. I think that Rafinha is improving every single game that he's playing in this Barcelona shirt. Just he's learning basically how to play with his teammates and just improve overall. I thought this was a fantastic performance. But I did notice that towards the later half of the second half, Barcelona were getting very tired. Barcelona,
Yeah.
you saw, and especially with Real Madrid getting those subs, bringing in Ceballos, bringing in Chouameni, bringing on Mendy, Asensio, who caused a lot of havoc and who scored an offside goal, which at the time I thought, okay, we lost at the Clasico. Um, you saw that Barcelona were struggling in those later like 15 minutes. And it wasn't until Xavi brought on Kessie, Ferran Torres, and Ansu Fati where we were able to bring in some more legs into the team and refresh it. Because you saw it at the later half, Balde, Araujo, and Fekir they all collapsed onto the floor. Just saying like, oh, we're exhausted. Um, and it's completely understandable because they give so much. They give so much, and that's what I want to see from the team. Even if the game isn't the most brilliant, or for example, that the effort and the intensity that's what I want from a Barcelona team, and they showed up. It was
For
like that.
sure. And I think yeah, today like there were a lot of good individual performances, but the the overall like joint performance was so great that I think it overshadows any individuality today.
I completely agree. Yeah, I completely agree. I think Barcelona just like was played amazing, and now where we edge ever closer to the La Liga title. But guys, this is how Real Madrid lined up. Real Madrid lined up with the typical lineup that we predicted. Benzema, Vini, Modric, Valverde, Cruz, Camavinga, and then that back line of Nacho, Rudiger, Militao, and
The
Carvajal.
Nacho Nacho starting kind of surprised me. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, it's because like Mendy is still coming back from an injury.
That's true.
He's still recovering. He needs to give him minutes, and I don't think that Carlo Ancelotti is going to want to play Mendy in such a big game. Um, but I thought a player who played very poorly was Benzema. I thought
Yeah,
Benzema today
I
was
didn't see him today.
Benzema was awful. I thought his touches were poor. His link up play was poor. This is a player who I believe sold his soul basically for that Ballon de Oro last season, that campaign, which all merit to you on the UCA on everything. But I I you can clearly tell that Real Madrid struggles with goals just because Benzema isn't firing on all cylinders. And you can attribute to maybe age, or that he's unfit because Benzema is unfit. That he's been struggling with some injuries, and because Real Madrid don't have a backup striker, they have to play Benzema. They have no other options. And this is a player who I think needs rest, and maybe he can come back to his best form. Just I don't think that he will be able to replicate that form last season. That last season I think was his best season ever in the Real Madrid shirt, and I don't think he's able to replicate that. But I think he can get close to it. What do
Yeah,
you
I'm
think?
gonna have to agree with that. Yeah, I think that was the best we'll ever see from him. Props, excuse me. Props to him though because I've always liked him as a player.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's been a very consistent player for Madrid historically, and he's helped them win countless trophies. But I do definitely think it's past his prime, and Madrid needs to start looking for a good replacement as a center forward.
That's definitely like one of the priorities this summer. And I think Real Madrid, in the 50th and 60th minute around there, you notice that they were also getting tired because
Yeah,
they did play midweek against Liverpool. Cruz, Modric, they both came off of Verde, Camavinga. These are players who are getting a lot of minutes under their belt. Barcelona had the entire week off. We're out of the European competitions, sadly. But Barcelona were able to take advantage and put in a very good performances. And now Barcelona basically go away. They go away into the international break. Basically, we're not gonna see Barcelona play until April the 1st, against Elche away from home, and so this gives us a good time to just basically relax, reset. Our players are going to go away to their national teams. Not everyone, of course, but this is going to give a good opportunity for Xavi just to basically work work under a victory under his belt. You know, with such a huge victory, and what could decide the La Liga title race. Which now I come on to my question: Alex, do you think the La Liga title race is over? Do you think that Barcelona is now going to win it, or do you still believe that Real Madrid still have a chance?
I think Madrid still have a chance. Do I think Barca's going to win it? Yes, but it's definitely not over.
Okay.
12 points isn't an insane lead either. Things can just change up very quickly. So I think, of course, we still got to win all of the games we have left. And I mean, it's not over until the last match day, right? So
Exactly. 12 points. Barcelona would have to lose 4 games basically, and for Real Madrid to win when Barcelona drop points. And is Real Madrid going to be perfect? I don't think so. Are Barcelona going to be perfect? I don't think so. I think there are going to be points dropped. Just I believe that Barcelona will still gain more points than than Real Madrid. And then it's such a great it's a good thing to basically look back and compare Barcelona now to what Barcelona was before, because it was Barcelona last year who were 12 points behind, and Xavi came out to say this, how last season we were the ones who were behind Real Madrid by such a huge point margin, and Real Madrid are now the ones who are behind us. And it's not that Real Madrid have declined. No, they're basically keeping the same pace that they kept last La Liga season. Just that Barcelona are doing extremely well. Barcelona's winning every single game, and that's one of the biggest differences in the title race this season. You
for
know.
sure. And I think it's what you said. It's not that Madrid has gotten worse or better. It's that we've just gotten better. And I think we can see our level is passing theirs as of now.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. But Alex, man of the match and match rating.
Mm. I'm gonna have to go with I'm maybe this isn't ideal, but I'm gonna say Kessie, just because coming from the bench and bagging the winner in stoppage time, I find that so impressive.
Okay.
I know he wasn't our best performer today, but I'm gonna give it to him anyway because um, I don't know. I just can't think of. I think that's any kid's dream, right? To
Yeah,
score the winner in extra time to win a Clasico.
it was
So I'm
crazy.
gonna have to give it to him.
It was crazy. And the match rating
I'm gonna give it a 9 today.
a 9. Okay.
Yeah, because we knew it was gonna be our game coming in. We still have players missing, and despite the different moments in the game where we felt like we weren't gonna win, or we were down, we came back and we came back stronger, and we showed that this team is not the same as before. So I'm gonna have to give it a 9.
A 9. Okay. I'm actually gonna give it the same match rating. I was debating whether to give it 9.5, or even a 10. But then when I think about it, a 9.5 would have been like Barcelona would have played a lot better than they did, or we don't concede that goal and we put a couple more goals past Real Madrid. But Barcelona played amazing. I'm completely satisfied with this performance. Completely satisfied with the players and completely proud of the team. I thought they put in a fantastic shift, and the La Liga title gets ever closer. Um, but guys, that was it for tonight's episode. Huge, 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 absolutely monumental win and monumental effort from the team. This puts us 12 points ahead in La Liga. Do you guys think the La Liga title race is over? Do you think that Real Madrid can still come back? Or do you think that someone else is going to win the Liga title? But as always, guys, I post a link on Twitter. If you guys ever want to join into this discussion, always feel free and welcome to. But as always, guys, like, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you guys all on the next episode. Peace out, guys.